Imagine a world where the greatest of leaders lived among us, not only guiding us with their wisdom, but also through their actions. What was the reason behind this decision? And what can we, in today's world, learn from his actions that can help us lead a better life? 'Twas a time when people lived in the harsh deserts of Arabia, where survival was often a struggle. But amidst this struggle, one of the most common practices among the tribes was drinking wine and other intoxicants. It wasn't just a social activity, it was an integral part of their lives. Prophet Muhammad was already distinguished by his purity of heart and his restraint. This was something that would be crucial later when he received the divine revelation from Allah, which included wine. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah mentions the harmful effects of wine. Now, picture this: a man who is the epitome of discipline, morality, and restraint. Say in them is great sin, and yet some benefit for people. But their sin is greater than their benefit. It was a profound lesson about the destructive nature of intoxication, not only for the individual, but for society as a whole. It's a tale that speaks to the very core of humanity, about self-control, wisdom, and choosing the better path in life. Even in a time when the world was gripped by indulgence, his name was Muhammad. Choose to abstain from something as widely accepted as wine. He knew that the message was not just for the people of his time, but for all generations to come. And one of the most remarkable things about his life was his complete avoidance of wine. The effects of intoxication often led to immoral behavior, crime, and the degradation of family life. People who were drunk were prone to make bad decisions. We live in a world where alcohol is prevalent and often seen as a means of celebration or relaxation. But the wisdom behind the Prophet's decision to avoid wine remains timeless. And their actions had long-lasting impacts. By not drinking wine, he was practicing the highest form of self-discipline. His prohibition wasn't just for the sake of avoiding personal harm, but for creating a society rooted in morality, peace, and justice. This self-control is a key element of a Muslim's life. Let's ask ourselves, what can we learn from the Prophet's example? How can we embody discipline, wisdom, and morality in our own lives? The message of Prophet Muhammad teaches us to look beyond temporary pleasure. It encourages us to seek long-term happiness, inner peace, and spiritual growth. It challenges us to stay disciplined in a world that often promotes the opposite. He was a guide, a mentor, and an example for all of humanity. His decision to abstain from wine wasn't a matter of personal choice, but a divine command that has echoed through the centuries, helping one stay focused on the bigger goals and purpose. Wine, while offering momentary pleasure, could lead to violence. The Prophet not only safeguarded his own well-being, but also taught us the importance of leading a life with purpose and mindfulness, family breakdowns, and social injustice. Choosing paths of discipline, moderation, and moral integrity. And while the world around us may seem to embrace indulgence, because he understood something that many of us often forget, that true happiness comes not from indulgence, but from discipline, wisdom, and a clear purpose. In a world filled with distractions, his life stands as a testament to the power of self-restraint and the pursuit of higher ideals. The Prophet's example remains a powerful reminder of the strength that comes from self-control and mindfulness. By prohibiting it, he was protecting his people from the negative consequences of intoxication. He was known as a lawman, and his character was beyond reproach. He was admired for his honesty, integrity, and kindness. Even before he received the message of Islam, he was far removed from the worldly excesses that many around him indulged in. The Prophet was keen on maintaining his health and encouraged his followers to do the same. Alcohol impairs judgment. By abstaining from wine, he set an example for his followers to follow. The Prophet was not just a man of words, but a man of action. His lifestyle reflected the message of Islam: moderation, discipline, and conscious living. Disrupts relationships and damages the body. The Prophet's lifestyle was a reflection of this commitment to holistic health. People believed it brought joy, courage, and a sense of community. It was present at weddings, parties, and even in moments of grief. But what many didn't realize was how it slowly took control of their lives. It was a message for the entire world. As Islam began to take shape, so did the guidelines for living a life that was pure, disciplined, and conscious. Why? This is a story that is not just about abstinence. The world at the time of Prophet Muhammad was very different. Wine was seen as a symbol of hospitality and celebration. Muhammad was born in Mecca, and from a very young age he was different from the others. While other young men were experimenting with the pleasures of life. When Prophet Muhammad received the first revelation in the cave of Hira, it wasn't just a message for personal salvation. The Quran itself revealed verses that forbade intoxicants. They ask you about wine and gambling. This revelation didn't come just as a rule. The Prophet understood this and set an example by personally abstaining from wine. Now, you might ask, why would a man who is so deeply connected to his people? There were several reasons why Prophet Muhammad chose this path. The Prophet understood the importance of controlling one's desires and urges. Intoxicants, including wine, are harmful to the body and mind. As the leader of the Muslim community, Prophet Muhammad knew that his actions were being watched. The Prophet understood that the societal impact of alcohol was destructive. In the time of the Prophet, wine wasn't just a personal choice. It had far-reaching consequences for society. Prophet Muhammad understood this societal damage and sought to protect his followers from it. So, what does this mean for us today? In today's world, where distractions and indulgence are everywhere. By abstaining from wine, it's important to remember that he wasn't just a messenger. As we reflect on the life of Prophet Muhammad, today, Muslims around the world continue to follow the teachings of the Prophet. The Prophet Muhammad never drank wine, but from what we choose to avoid. As we navigate our own journeys, remember, sometimes the greatest victories in life come not from what we gain,